So many things to share with you. So yep, if you saw my recent video, we did the dyeing of the lace. So I'm going to just quickly share with you the results now that all the lace is dry, and then I'm going to share with you some of the bits that I've made with the lace that we dyed. So we'll do a very quick sort of overview of the lace and how it's turned out. So this was that Victorian velvet, which was that distress ink. Now, can you see there? Not really anything like the colour that's on the top of the, I was going to say jar, but no, it's not a jar. So yeah, not really kind of anything like that, if I'm truthful. But anyway, that is how that turned out. Now, I also had dyed some with the Victorian Velvet Oxide, which I'm not sure whether I've actually got any of that left. I may have used all of that one. I was just going to show you a comparison, but I think possibly I have used all of the Oxide, to be honest. All of that. Hold on 2 seconds. Oh, no, I haven't. So just so you see the comparison, this is the Victorian Velvet from the Distress Oxide. So they're very, very similar. But weirdly, if anything, I would say the Oxide actually looks slightly darker than the Distress ink. So isn't that really odd? Yeah, very strange. Now, got to just quickly put a caveat out there. My Victorian Velvet Distress ink is very old, so I don't know whether the Distress ink that you would buy nowadays, whether it would look more like the Victorian Velvet here in this Distress Oxide. I don't know, but just kind of putting that out there, that's a possibility. So that's those two. I'm going to put them back on my shelf as we go. So that's those. I have to say they're probably my favourite colours out of all the laces that I dyed, because I'm a real lover of pink, and yeah, they're just really, really yummy. So that's those couple. Then I've got this one, which is the faded, the weathered wood, which has come out in this kind of grey type colour. I did mention that I thought that this had a bit of a grey kind of tinge. It's very pretty colour. I don't know, whether it will necessarily be that useful, to be honest, being grey, but I could always distress ink over it if I wanted it to have a bit more of sort of vintage look to it. So that's the weathered wood, that one there. Oops. That on the shelf. The worn lipstick. Now, I have used obviously all of this up, so that's why there's none left here. So I'm just going to quickly show you what that turned out like. This is the worn lipstick. So pretty similar to how it looks on the actual lid of the Distress Oxide. So that's that one. The next one was the Seedless Preserves. So very, very strong colour. Isn't that just such a lovely, lovely colour? Again, quite similar to how it looks on the lid. So pretty yummy, isn't it? So that's that one. Then the next one is the Blueprint Sketch. Now, again, I do absolutely love this colour. I'm not sure that I necessarily think it looks that similar to what's on the lid. But don't forget, this is on fabric, not on paper. On paper, I would say this does look very like it looks on the lid. Now, it's unfortunately got a bit of green on there where it's been sort of next to this while it was drying, or before it was dry. So please ignore the green splotches. It does, it does just generally have only the blue on it. But yeah, it was obviously touching some of this at some point. But it's a very, very pretty colour, isn't it? I don't know why, but this just reminds me of, I had a book of Cinderella when I was a child, and she had a dress on in the book that was this colour. And it just reminds me of that, to be honest. So that's the Blueprint Sketch, which is really lovely, isn't it? Then the next one here, this is the Cracked Pistachio. Okay, so that's that. Now, personally, I don't think that looks particularly like what's on the lid. Again, I'm just putting it out there. This is fabric. I would say on paper, this does look how it looks on the lid. So, just want to kind of stress that. Just because it doesn't really look how it looks on the lid on the fabric, I would say it does in the flesh. Not in the flesh, on paper. So that's the Cracked Pistachio. Pop that on the shelf. This one is the Salvaged Patina. And again, don't you love this colour? Oh my goodness. Isn't that just such a gorgeous, gorgeous colour? So yeah, really, really lovely. I would say that's probably my second favourite, to be honest. Absolutely love that. So that's the salvaged patina. Then the next one is this one, which is the peeled paint on this. Now, this is quite patchy, I've got to be truthful. You know, obviously that's something to do with how wet it was in some places and not in others. And, you know, so it's quite patchy, not consistent, sort of right down it. Where it's got the stronger bits of the ink, I would say it is, you know, pretty much identical to what's shown on the lid of the tub of the distress ink. But yeah, it's quite pretty. I don't mind it being patchy because, you know, I think it makes it look more interesting and more sort of fun, perhaps. This one is that pine needles, which I did say, didn't I, that it was very strong. Now, again, not so strong on the lace. On paper, I would say this is pretty dark. On the lace, I would say it's much less dark. So, you know, again, kind of worth sort of bearing that in mind. But a lovely colour. I am going to share with you all the bits that I made with these as well in a minute. So this is the broken china. Again, it's pretty strong sort of turquoisey type colour. Do really love this. It's pretty similar to how it looks on the lid of the Distress Oxide. So, yep, that's that one. Then we've got this one, which is the Speckled Egg. Now, I have to say, I love this colour. Actually, to be honest, this is probably my second favourite, but I only have got a small amount left. I've obviously used the rest of it already. So, yeah, I need to do some more dyeing of some lace in this colour and the Victorian Velvet and the, was it the cracked pistachio that I liked? I can't remember now. Already, I can't remember. But, yeah, so again, this looks very similar to how it looks on the lid. So, that one's Speckled Egg, which is pretty nice. Pop that out the way. Then the next one we've got is Dusty Concord. So again, I would say this has come up much lighter than what's on the, you know, on the lid there. So just so you can see. So, I mean, I just think it's quite interesting because I would say on paper, these come out much more similar to how they are on the lid. On the lace, they're sort of dulled down a little bit, which I think is no bad thing because otherwise it would be, you know, pretty dark. But yeah, that's a very lovely colour, isn't it? So maybe that's another favourite of mine. Really nice colour. Then we've got the Faded Jeans, which again, it's not as dark as it looks on the lid. So, you know, I would say that's a very nice colour blue. Very, very pretty. Probably, yeah, probably quite denim type colour, isn't it? Quite a denim colour. Then we've got the Shaded Lilac. Again, probably quite similar to what's on the lid, but a dulled down version. Then we've got the Bundled Sage, which is this one. Again, similar to what's on the lid, but dulled down. And again, you know, I've obviously used a lot of these in the bits that I've already made. So I will go through the bits that we've made in a moment. So, and then we've got this one here, which is the Salty Ocean. So again, it's quite strong. It's quite vibrant turquoise. Quite similar to what's on the lid. Just a little bit sort of dulled down, but it's still very vibrant and very bright, even on the lace. So yeah, that's the kind of results of all the different colours that we did. I'm just turning these around so I've got the labels of the colours facing me. Okay, so that's the laces. So that's all I've got left because I've obviously used quite a few of them already. So I will definitely dye up some more lace because I love having all these different coloured laces, I must say. So yeah, I should do some of those in slow time. Now, what have I made? I made a lot of lace clusters, which I will show you in a second. And then I've also made these. Now, these are going to be little covers for little notebooks. So I've just literally glued the lace on to some coffee dyed paper or card. And I'm just going to fold those down, trim them up and make them into little kind of booklets. So like that. Now these are all kind of repeat items of what I made on our how to use up or what we can do with a length of lace. They're repeat items, you know, that I've enjoyed using and then hoarded, you know, for quite a while. And I thought time to make some more so that I can stop hoarding my bits that I made before and actually start using them. So all of these, this one, obviously, again, you can see I have dabbed it onto some blue, or, you know, it's been touching the blue while it was drying. It's fine, because what I'll do, I'll just cover it up, you know. I mean, I could even take, for example, a butterfly or something and just put that on there. I mean, I'm not saying that necessarily, but, you know, could just pop a butterfly on, just pop a, oops, center in the butterfly. And I mean, how gorgeous does that look? In fact, let's just do that now. So, yeah, just pop some glue on like that. And then just lovely center like this. Okie dokie. Like that. And then obviously I can trim that down. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't even have to be trimmed down. Could leave it like that. You could stitch around the edge. It doesn't really need it because I've glued all over. So that, you know, that lace is now nicely attached to that card. Mine I've done with a card inside rather than paper. But you could now, obviously, you could put pockets in there, or you could put pages in there so it's a little booklet, or you could leave it just like that. So it's just, you know, a single, like a sort of opening card, if you know what I mean. So, you know, they're pretty nice, aren't they? And yep, I've done a couple of purple ones here. These ones actually have got some printable underneath rather than coffee dyed paper, but I think that's still fine. They still, you know, still work well. So just quickly fold all of those. And they're just small. They're to go into pockets and things. So, you know, they're not kind of big ones that I would glue down onto a page necessarily. I would do, you know, generally use these in a pocket or something like that. But aren't they lovely? I mean, we've got a nice array of colours. I just fan them out. A bit like we're holding sort of some cards there. Aren't they just gorgeous? So, yeah, really, really nice. And I made all of those obviously using the bigger pieces of lace that were dyed. So definitely, you know, I might make some more of those, dye some more lace and do some more of those. So that's the booklets. I then made some pockets. Oh, I've just got a couple more booklets here. Got this one in this beautiful colour. Isn't that just lovely? So if I just trim that off there. Oops. Like that. Very nice, isn't it? And then this one here. I love this one where this has got some contaminated, you know, from some other colours. Looks really pretty, doesn't it? Sort of rainbowy. It's got that sort of cool rainbow type effect going on with that colour. Love, love, love how that looks. I might even try and do some lace in some rainbow type. Well, not rainbow because that sounds really tricky, but you know, suppose we've got some variations on the colours because that would be really nice. Anyway, so that's all of those booklets. Then I made a bunch of pockets. Now, again, I did do this in that series of things we can make with a piece of lace. And again, I just really liked them, so I wanted to make some more of those pockets. This one I would say is a little bit tall, so I'm just going to trim it down slightly at the top. There we go. So we've got just a lace pocket there. We've got this one here. This is my Paris collection papers. Sorry, this was my yellow roses. This is my pale damask, but I think my printer was kind of running out of ink and it's gone a bit of a weird colour. But yeah, I didn't want to throw it away, so I've used those. We've got the lace pockets there. This is my purple lace. This is my love collection. Oh my goodness, how much do you love that pocket? That's so pretty, isn't it? This is my butterfly collection. This one here, more of that lace, and that's that blueprint sketch paper there. This is my hydrangea collection, and that one is my, I think that might be the hydrangeas as well. So, you know, and then we can just finish those off again, very, very simply. I mean, I'm just seeing what I might have here, but could just have, I mean, for example, we could even have something like that on there. I've got some butterflies here. Let's just see. Could do something like that. Maybe have the butterfly up there. Or, you know, maybe it needs a bit of a contrast or something. So, yeah, maybe we could have something like that on the lace pocket. That's quite pretty, isn't it? So should we do that? Oops. Okay. So what I'm going to do to be able to glue onto the lace, I'm going to take, you know, our glue spreader that we use. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to tuck that into that pocket so that when I glue this down, it doesn't glue onto the base. Okay, so we're just protecting the base of the pocket. So pop that there like that, and then we're just going to glue this down here. Now I'm going to glue this down completely because I probably wouldn't use this like a pocket, because it would just kind of, yeah, be tricky to use with the lace. So like that. You can then press that down because it's not pressing onto the pocket, it's just pressing onto that card. So then pull the card out, oops, like that. There we go, and you can see there all that glue that's on there has been caught rather than getting stuck onto the pocket beneath. And then we could have the flower just there. Okay. This is just my bright roses. Pop that there. That was my frames. Sorry, forgot to mention that. Pop that down like that. That looks pretty nice. Let's just see if I've got any other bits that I might like to have on here. I've just got this little kind of labely bit. This is just from my vintage desk set 2. Just ink that up. Okay, maybe like that. Okie dokie. Like that. And then I think, yeah, so we could either have the butterfly here on the pocket, or we could have it up the top. Maybe up the top. I'm just thinking, does it need something else up the top as well to break up all the lilac on there? So maybe something like that. Just ink this up a bit. Okay. Just then trim that down. Just glue this onto the side. And please excuse the back of this. This is, you know, got something on the back. Okie dokie. Like that. And then just, yeah, pop this down here. So we've just broken it up, otherwise it was probably a little bit too, you know, too much lilac-y purple going on. And then we'll just put the butterfly over the top of there as well. So, yeah, like that. There we go. I mean, how pretty does that look? And then do we want to have a bit of bling or something on there? Let's just see. Got some black bling, which we could have. Maybe just going down the bottom. Okay. Like that. Okay, looking good. Oh, how pretty does that look? Absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? Yeah, really, really love how that looks. So, yeah, we've just finished that one off. So that's just kind of, you know, a little idea of, you know, the types of things that you can do. You know, just because this is lace, it doesn't mean that you can't glue anything on it. Obviously, we just put one of my glue spreaders in there. If you didn't have, you know, a glue spreader or something, you could just put some paper in there or something. I mean, obviously the advantage of using like a glue spreader, by that I just mean an old card. This is actually a hotel. I'm so sorry about that. I suddenly noticed that my camera had run out of storage, so I've cleared off a couple of things, so hopefully we're fine now. Sorry, I was just talking about the things that you can use to put inside your pockets if you're gluing. I mean, obviously, like I say, you can use paper and things. The advantage of using like your glue spreader, if you use things like, you know, a old gift card and things like that, is they're much easier to pull out. If you used paper and you got your, you know, your front piece significantly glued onto here, it's going to probably tear when you pull it out. So if you can use something a bit more solid, then, you know, that would be probably best. So that's those pockets there. So, you know, I mean, to be honest, we made a lot of things out of just those few bits of lace that we dyed. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just count up the booklets that we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got like 19 bits already just there. Plus obviously I've got all that lace left over, so you know, lots more projects can be made from that. And then I also have made a bunch of lace clusters. Now I made lace clusters quite recently on my channel, so you know, this is possibly a bit of a, you know, repetitive kind of process. But I've got a couple here that need just a bit of finishing off, so we might just finish those off in a minute. But I will just show you the ones that are finished quickly now. So these are all the clusters that I have made. So 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, that one needs doing, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oops, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's 21 which are complete and ready to use. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 which still need finishing off. So that's 27. And then also finished off a few pockets with some lace clusters as well. So we've got this one, this one, 2, 3. Don't you love that one so much? That's my sewing toppers, and it's just on some of that, you know, lavendery coloured lace, but isn't that gorgeous? 4, 5. I love that as well. That's just on the bird house background papers with the pale lilac lace, and then my shoes printable. Oh my goodness, don't they look lovely together? And then that one I've now lost count, so I do apologize. So yeah, I mean, we've made a lot of pieces, haven't we, just out of those handful of, you know, pieces of lace. So let's just quickly finish these clusters here with a couple of bits, and then we'll just see if we've got, oops, got anything that we can kind of pop these onto. So let's just see. I've got some butterflies beside me. I've also got some labels and things, so let's just see what we can use. Okay, right, let's just distress ink this a bit. Okay, maybe that's quite nice on there. Again, I'm just using the hot glue just for speed. It's complete, you know, overkill. We don't need to be using hot glue really on here, but I just wanted to make sure it's glued very quickly. Could have a butterfly or something on here as well, to be honest. Let's have that down there. Oops. I did put lots of lace, not lace, sorry, ribbon, not streamers, but, you know, like edge type pieces on these. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to put one on here. It doesn't feel like, you know, when it's just a rectangular piece, for some reason I don't feel like rectangles with the, you know, these like ribbon edges, although that one is rectangular. So, oh, just ignore what I'm saying. Again, just saying utter rubbish. When I then look, the very next piece I pick up just, oh, has made a mockery of what I was saying. So yeah, just ignore me. Right, so let's have that like that. And then just seeing, I think we'll have a, do we want a little diamond in there, or we could have a little bit of a blingy center. Oh, don't need a row of 3, do we? No way, Jose. There's way too many. So just 2 will do. Like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, just pop that down. Oh gosh. Right, let me start again because I lost my grip of that. Oh, come on. Like that. Okay. Pop that onto there. I mean, how pretty does that look? It's lovely, isn't it? Really, really, really pretty. Okay, let's do this one. Let's just see if I've got anything that would go on here. I've got some numbers and things, so I think those are probably too big. That's a bit of a shame. Oh, that's really a shame. Oh, everything I've got really is a bit on the big side. Let's just try this. Well, we could have it down there, I guess, couldn't we? So let's do that. Okay. I've just heard Bo shaking. She's obviously just jumped off of my bed and she's obviously given herself a shake. Hopefully she'll come in here and join us. Now, just wondered whether we could have something like this to the side. I don't want it to look too monstrous on there, but let's just try it. Hello, gorgeous. Hello, gorgeous. Yeah, she's coming. She's coming here. So we could have that. I mean, that's probably a little bit on the big side if I'm truthful, but yeah, it does look quite big, doesn't it, on there? Well, oh well. Let's just go for that anyway. So just put that down. Oops. Just burnt my finger a bit. Okay. And then, yeah, let's just have this as the center. Like that. Okay. So, I mean, that one looks very pretty. And then let's just finish off maybe just one more. And then we'll see if we've got any pockets or anything that we can just use these on. So, just got this butterfly here. Just wondering actually whether I could even have this. Again, it's probably a little bit big. I don't know whether this butterfly is quite the right colour for this. Oh, I'm going to have to just go for that, I think, because I'm looking around to see what else I've got. I can't see anything else that's more suitable. Yeah, perhaps we'll just do that to the side like that. Okay. So that one. Then we'll just put a bit of bling down. Okay. Like that. I mean, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Oh, sorry if you can hear Bo. She's grown in now. She's come in and clearly she's not had enough sleep, even though she's been asleep most of the day. She's now groaning away. Right, okay, let me just see whether I've got anything that we can just decorate up using these lovely lace clusters. Well, I've got here just an envelope, so shall we just do just an envelope? Let's do that. So let me see whether I've got in my scraps. Let's just see what scraps we've got. Loads of scraps. I need to be doing something with them, to be honest, because yeah, they're mounting up a lot. Let's see. yeah, just wondering whether we could use a few of these. Oh, or I do have that brown, which is really nice. Oh, you see, now I've delved into here, I'm like, oh, I've actually got quite a lot of nice looking different patterns, but I'm now not sure what quite to use. Okay. Well, let's see how we get on with these bits that I've got here. So hold on. Okay. Right, let's have a look. I'm actually thinking maybe this brown, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to just take that here, like that. Just tear off this edge. You know, I mean, obviously I'm just using things that I happen to have laying around, and I just happen to have this envelope. So yeah, I thought we'd just go for it. Okay. Oh, I hope I've got a cluster that's going to be good with this, because otherwise I'm going to be sorry, aren't I? So yeah, shall we just now actually thinking, shall we just have the envelope actually maybe this way round, just with like an opening flap? What do we think? That could be glued into a journal, you know, more like just an opening pocket like that. So I'm just going to cut this down slightly, only because I would struggle now to tear that at such a small, you know, small piece, small scale. Okay, let's have that, and then let's just see what cluster we might use on here, and then we'll decide which paper to have with the cluster. Oh my goodness, I mean, that's really nice actually. Or actually, let's just check this one. That one's also pretty nice. Oh my goodness, how about that? Okay, so this is my brown lace collection papers. This one is from my Pale Damask, I think set 2, I think. Oh, did also have that on the back with the hydrangea. Right, okay, now let's just go for this. So just going to tear this down here. Okay, like that. And then just go for this one. Like that. Oh dear. Like that. Okay, and then right, let's just fold this in here. Could go actually around the fold, to be honest. Should we do that instead? So let's get this glued down. Oops. The glue just keeps on drying. Right, okay, let's get this glued down. Like that. Then I'm going to run a bead of glue right along the edge here. Okay, and then I think this would look quite nice having that folded over type appearance. So let's just grab my dry wipe. Oh dear. Okay, now I have left the edge of the envelope showing. I've done that deliberately because I thought that looked quite nice. And then this I'm just going to fold over at the edge of the envelope, so like that. Okay, let me just check. Oh, that looks good. Yep. And then I'm just going to snip that down there like that. Okay, I'll just then glue this down. Okay. Oops. Right, let's just stick this down. Oh dear. Right, okay. Like that. Yeah, this is an unexpected combination, isn't it, with the green and the brown? But I think it's going to look very, very pretty, actually. Now, we could line the inside of the envelope, but I'm not going to. Just going to pop this brown down. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Maybe you are having a nice time. I hope you are doing some crafting or something fun like that. Maybe you're doing some fussy cutting, or I don't know, maybe you're making a journal. Let us know in the comments below. What are you up to currently? Okay. Right, pop that down. Glue that down like that. Just use my glue spreader. Spread it down. Okay. There we go. Right, let's then glue this, ink this up. Okie dokie. Just a bit there as well. And then we'll just ink it up here as well. Oh, that's looking lovely, isn't it? Oh my goodness. What do we think to this? Very, very different sort of combination, isn't it? That brown with the green. But my goodness, how pretty does that look? Looks yummy, doesn't it? Really lovely. Now, what I'm wondering is if we could put a couple of circles. I always tend to punch these now rather than mess about with my pokey tool. So, yep. I don't always get it in the middle. It's got to be said. I'm quite often way out. That's okay. Oh, that one's actually pretty good and central. I mean, not that I mind, to be honest. If it's not, it's all fine. But yeah, more often than not, it's not central at all. Just going to put my brad through there. Oh my goodness. No, no, my bits of metal of the stems of the brad are just like stuck together. Come apart. No. Why is that not coming apart? Oh my goodness, come on. Oh. Right, there we go. Wow, that was really infuriating. Right, and just then snip that off. And that there. So yeah, share below which is your favourite of all those coloured laces. Do you have a favourite? Which one? I really kind of love that Victorian velvet, and I do actually really like that blueprint sketch, to be honest. Yeah, there's a few that I did really like. Let me know which is your favourite. Now, we've got that. Do we want to have any sari silk or anything? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do we have some going down there? Now, just wondering. I don't think I've ever tried sari silk as a sort of wraparound, you know, on a policy closure. I don't know whether it would be almost like a bit damaging, because the circles are going to have to be like opening quite wide to get the sari silk under there, if you see what I mean. Well, it might be okay. Right, okay. Okay, so let's put this down here. Because I was just debating whether to have any lace running along the edge. Let me just see. I'm now thinking maybe a bit of this. Oh, everything always just looks so much prettier when you put lace down, doesn't it? So, yeah, let's take that. Just going to cut off that curly edge. Prefer it just with the straight edge, I think. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to now dye some more lace. So, honestly, it's just pathetic. But as soon as I've done it, I then hoard it. In fairness, this time I did try not to hoard it, obviously, by making things straight away. But now I'm like, oh no, I've used most of it. And now now have to make some more. So yeah, I'm going to have to. Okay, right, we're going to put this one here. I'm going to put it quite far back in case we want to see if we can. Oh, I was going to have some sorry silk, wasn't I, running down that edge? I'm not sure whether we can now, because it's just going to cover up that lace, which what a nitwit. I totally forgot that I was going to do that. That's pretty annoying. Let's just see. Do you want anything like that maybe coming out? Just see what else I've got. Number 3. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Just see if I've got anything else here. We've got this one. Yeah, quite like that, I think. So let's just pop this down. Okie dokie. I quite like the way this is poking out from underneath the envelope flap. It's quite nice, isn't it? Okay, and then this here. Okie dokie, right. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to, have the sorry silk as my policy closure. So let's just see, probably there. So let's just glue this down. Oh my goodness. So what I'm doing, instead of having like 2 policy closures like you know, often do have, I'm just literally gluing it down on the underside, because this would be a pocket in a journal, like, you know, pop down onto the page. So I've glued the sari silk onto the underside, and then it just wraps around the edge and then can just go in like that. So yeah, just a bit of a different way to do it. Now, can we still get some sari silk anywhere glued down? Not sure whether we can, because I think I've probably, I would cover up the lace, which would be pointless, wouldn't it then? Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? Unless we have it on this edge. Could have it there, actually. Should we do that? Oh my goodness. Oh no. Right, oh gosh, I've got threads from the sari silk all over here now. Right, let's move this out the way so I don't glue that down. Okay, I have to open this out because this is the piece that I tore in half and now it's quite narrow. Okay, so just put my glue running right down the edge. And we'll just glue this down. Okay. Oh, it's such a lovely day. Very sunny outside. It is chilly, but very beautiful. Very, very pretty out there. With the sun shining. Honestly, the sun shining, it just makes you feel so much nicer, doesn't it? There we go. So that can just wrap around like that. Isn't that a lovely pocket? Really pretty, isn't it? And we've obviously utilised that pretty, you know, coloured lace on there as well. So yeah, so you know, lots and lots of bits that we've got out of just those handful of bits of lace that we've dyed. So I've still got these laces left, and we have done all of these bits here. So yeah, I think we did pretty well, to be honest, out of the lace that we actually had. So yeah, hope that you like it. I hope you feel inspired to get your distress inks out and dye some lace, and then maybe make some of these yummy, gorgeous pieces that we've made here. So share in the comments below which is your favourite of the colours of the laces, which is your favourite of any of the pieces that we made. You know, do you quite like this combo of the green and the browns? It looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Or do you prefer like this gorgeous, yummy, you know, blast of lilac? So yeah, let me know below in the comments. Really appreciate a big thumbs up for the video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would really appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Thanks so much then, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.